Salutations to all masters, rishis, munis, gurus. May they bless us continuously. May we be exposed to the Shastras sincerely, regularly. That is the only way that we are reminded of possibility of some higher evolutionary goal. Shastra Adhyanam, if it is not done, will be in the delusion of living only in this world, taking it alone as the final one. Not that we will not be happy in this world, but that happiness is temporary. It has umpty number of chances to delude us and enslave us. Like in this world of Vyavahara also, so many very much promising businesses are there, wherein tempted by it, we invest. In the initial days, yes, they give something, but later on we see totally all our money is taken away. Variety, hundreds and thousands of things are there in the world, and the people invest money in that, they lose everything, but they don't have the courage, guts to say anywhere because of the guilt of doing wrong thing, or maybe the money is black money. So much of investments and frauds are there. Thousands happen every day. But people still have faith in that. Somebody promises quick dividends. So many 10 times money you will get, 5 times money. So really 1 2 months they get also. But later on whole investment goes away. Same is our human life. We in our end delusion. This will come today in our Yoga Darshanam class also. In our delusion, expecting sukha happiness in the world, we involve in it. As it is promising us happiness, some pleasures definitely it gives. But the most worst thing is what? It enslaves us and makes us totally ineffective, impotent for the true, real spiritual goal, which not only promises but assures of the infinite happiness to us by all the techniques, by all the means. We never even go towards that. That is how entire humanity is enslaved this way. Only reason is not studying the Shastra. But those who study Shastra regularly, they are aware of this goal. When will they start the sadhana? When will they reach? Though they are crucial points, but that will be followed, that will be done, preceded by, first of all, being regular in our Shastra Adhyayana. And we all know when through the study of Shastra, goal higher when keep on are informed about it, inspired about the lower goals slowly, which were never the goals, which only have one uh, concluding effect of binding us, slowly we withdraw from it. It's a very magical happening if one starts knowing the ultimate goal through the Shastra Dhenam and loves it, starts loving it, All other loving goals, which are Priyamargi, which can never be, should never be the goal, because they only pull us down and down. We can slowly withdraw from them. Like we in our class time, we are in the class. Other all goals which can be planned, hundreds of them, we are not interested in them. See how much safety we have. Otherwise, in this 1.5 hour, how many hundred of things on the name of goal or on the name of promising happiness we would have been involving in. And every involvement creates the tendencies, vasanas in us, and they become powerful day by day, and they demand the repetition at every cost. And the cost is the entire human life itself, whose value and price is that it can fetch us even Bhagavat Paramatma Anubhuti. So good that we are given by the Lord this first support called as being regular to our Shastra Adhyana. Then slowly, as the understanding becomes matured, we start taking it truly as our goal, knowing Paramatma. Then from within, all shortcomings we start eliminating, required qualification we start gaining. So Sahara it goes on like any project. Ghar banana hai. Once the firm decision is there, then it goes on till the house is made, procuring money, ensuring things done properly. How is the endless thing? everywhere. So here also process is important. It will happen, but initiative comes to us through the study of Shastra regularly, not one day, 2 day. Few years when we listen Upanishads consistently, regularly, then only the mind intellect are ready to receive, ready to understand, ready to accept the spirituality as goal. If that much listening is not done, mind intellect already have their own goals because of asanas. So they just say this is what we are living from thousands of lives. How can we change from being extroverted to introverted, from the worldly to the spiritual? No, it's not okay, not possible, not required. Mind intellect say अच्छा खासा जिंदगी चल रहा था, unnecessarily तुम खराब कर रहे हो. When you go to spirituality, you have to compromise with so many things, you have to sacrifice so many things. So better give up spirituality, let us continue in our own artha kama. That is what the mind intellect tempts. If the listening is not sufficient. But those who sufficiently listen, no. They will think. It's not like that. We are human beings. We are being blessed by the Lord, by the Guru. So that's why we are again and again informed about, invited for these programs or satsangas. So we want to listen. We want to. In that way, we have to help ourselves. What is the other way? No way. Very long listening is there. Out of sharam ke mare kam se kam we may become sadhakas. है कि नहीं? इतने साल बोल रहे सुन रहे हैं, कि अभी तक कुछ साधना शुरू ही नहीं किया तो फिर क्या है. एंड वन ऑफ द गुड थिंग्स इफ यू आर stable stationary in the classes for let us say 3 4 years is totally giving it up and going into the world rarely happens, because not going into the world totally, you are always in that regret and guilt. Because of regret and guilt only, again we become regular, not only in listening but again thinking about it. Why can't make this as a goal? Like some people, they want to go away from class, but they go away also. But once in 4 days, they again appear. They can't totally go away. Those who have totally gone away, they were in the initial cases. पहले कुछ दिन आए, उनका उतना ही प्रारंभ था. So let us regular in listening, regular in understanding, regular in accepting Bhagavan alone as goal, regular in knowing what are sadhana to be done, preparations to be done, and be regular in doing them. Let all this happen. And these are all not as easy as being said. Because to do all this sadhana, the stamina that is required, the powers that are required to be there in our faculties, etc., they are totally drained and drowned in the worldliness so far. So, again, by withdrawing from that type of lifestyle, giving a new lifestyle to our faculties, then removing all those pusses and wounds and leakages of energies, through various upasanas, prarthanas, and all, we make our equipments qualified for real pursuit of the sadhana. This is how happens, and this is the most toughest, difficult, most challenge. Understanding Paramatma as a goal through study of Shastras, though difficult but not impossible. But even after having that, making our faculties, especially the alertness of the buddhi, keeping always in it the goal of Paramatma and thinking, contemplating, which are very, very essential factors, becomes very tough and challenging, but not impossible. So the one who is with the Guru, with the Guru, the Shastras, keep on revealing to him all these intricacies, all these necessary preparations. They encourage us, guide us, and inform us. So maybe never give up our Shastra Dhenam even one day. Bas. It should be as important as breathing. ऐसा बनाना चाहिए हमको. तभी जाकर consistently when the intellect is applied, then slowly it starts receiving the knowledge. That is the way it is for everyone. Those who have understood it, they went through all that struggles. That is called as tapasya. And they got the excellent reward also of understanding of the goal, conviction of the goal, then the means and the practice. For सब कुछ उनको धीरे धीरे होने लगते हैं. Not all at one go, not immediately. But certainly they will happen because of the consistency, regularity. Those are irregular, inconsistent, then they'll be again and again hit by the worldly desires. And the Shrotriya and Akamahata. We have seen, no, entire Taittiriya depends on that only. Shrotriyata will help us in Akamaha Akamaha helps in Shrotriyatva. If Shrotriya is not there, then Akamaha is hit by the Kamaha therefore we become Kami. If the Akamaha is not done, then we can never come to the class for becoming Shrotriya. And without becoming Shrotriya, Avrujina Akamahataha, we cannot do the sadhana. Exhaustively we saw this topic in that Ananda Mimamsa. Now, so this way, one commitment of being regular, then slowly feeling ashamed. Ki after being so regular, yet the topic is not clear, sadhana is not started. From that shame, from that feeling of shameness, that there will be a willpower that we want to understand, we want to do sadhana. And for that, our efforts, Guru Kripa, these all will be known to us. And then, duly doing all that, actually we can see the transformation happening. So, may it all happen to all of us immediately with these prayers. We will join today also in our all Shastra Adhenams. Right now, Taittiriya Parayanam, Taittiriya Adhenam with Bhashyam, then Yoga Darshana with Vyasa Bhashyam, then we have Mundaka with Vyasa Bhashyam, then we have Gita. In our Bhagavatam today, we will see Sri Krishna Sudhama Prema. Then we have our Bhagavatam Adhyatma Ramayanam, where Vivishana Pattabhishekam, Sita, Agni Pravesham, these topics. Every of these Shastra Jnanam have continuously doing two things, giving variety of knowledges regarding sadhana and decent life itself. Second one is keeping us in touch with the divine theme. Throughout Bhagavatam, when you study, Krishna is always in the mind. Narayana. Whenever you study Ramayana, Ramayana cannot be without Rama. So even though in the topic Rama is not there or not that day, but this is because Rama's story, Rama is always in our heart. So Puranas in their bulkiness keep our mind always tuned to the Lord. Vedanta in their subtlety make us contemplate about the nature of the Lord. Other sadhana like yogas and karma yoga, they prepare our antakarana fit for these two. All put together is spiritual sadhana. Consciously knowing all of them, synergizing them, integrating them with maturity. Who's the one who is able to do, he will reach the goal. And all of that happens when we are regular in our Shastra Adhenam, in touch with our Guru Parampara. Let us begin with our chanting. We have to chant today. यश चंद शाम हो गया क्या कल? यश चंद शाम से करो, कोई नहीं, रिपीट भी हो जाएगा. ओम यश्चंदसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वान कुर्वाणा चीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथा पप्रवतायन्ति यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ओम शान्तिः 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 Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sadashivasamaramбhaं Vyasashankaramध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Karuna Varunalaya Palayamam Bhavasagara Dukhamiduna Haradam Rachaya Kila Darshana Tattvavidam Bhavashankaradeshikame Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvataitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaतीतं Trigunarahitam Sadgurun Tannamami. Om Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya Adya Shankaradi Gurubhyo Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Tesham Sarvesham Kripa Anugrahena Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodha Siddhyartham Purane Itihasokta Bhagavad Bhagavata Darshana Anugraha Praptyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vaidika Hindava Samskrute Punaruthana Jagarana Vishwavyaptyartham Asminnisht Karmani Nishtidana Sada Sarvada Bhakyabhyantara Shatru Vigna Nirmulana Dwara Shakti Sadhana Sampada Sanukulyatanam Prapti Dwara Dharma Samsthavana Karye Digvijayartham Sri Krishna Yajurvedantargata Taittiriya Upanishad Parayana Madhya Shankara Bhashya Sameda Adhenam Vayam Sarve Karishyamahe. Om Yasmat Jatam Jagat Sarvam Yasminneva Praliyate Yenedam Dharyate Chaiva Tasmai Jnanatmane Namaha. Yerime Guruvihi Purvam Padavakya Pramanadaha Vyakhyataha Sarva Vedantaha Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Taittiriya Sarasya Mayacharya Prasadata Vispashtartharuchinam hi Vyakyayam Sampraniyate. Om Shanno Mitraha Samvarunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadisham Rutamavadisham Satyamavadisham Tanmamavit Tadvaktaramavit Avinmam Avidvaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atattrutiya Bhrugu Valli Dashamonuvakaha. Om Nakanchana Pratyachaksheta Tadvratam Tasmadyayakaya Savidaya Bhakvannam Prapnuyad Radhyasma Annamitya Chakshate Etadvai Mukhato Annagam Radham Mukhatosma Annagam Radhyate Etadva Madhyato Annagam Radham Madhyatosmannagam Radhyate Etadva Antato Annagam Radham Antatosma Annagam Radhyate. Evam Veda Kshema iti Vashi Yoga Kshema iti Pranapanayoh Karmeti Hastayoh Gatiriti Padayoh Vimuktiriti Payo iti Manushi Samagnyah Ata Daivihi Truptiriti Vrushtau Balamiti Vidyuti Yashaiti Pashushu Jyotiriti Nakshatreshu Prajatiramritamananda Ityupaste Sarvamityakashe Tatpratishthetupasita Pratishthavan Bhavati Tanmaha Ityupasita Mahan Bhavati Tanmana Ityupasita Manavan Bhavati Tannama Ityupasita नम्यन्ते स्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिमर इत्युपासीत पर्येण म्रियन्ते दिशन्तः सपत्नाः पर्ये प्रिया भ्रातृव्याः स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स एवंविद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य इमान् लोकान् कामान्निकामरूप्यनुसञ्चरन् एतत्सामगायन्नास्ते हा वो हा वो अहमन्नमहमन्नमहमन्नम् अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादः अहग्गश्लोककृदहग्गश्लोककृदहग्ग श्लोककृत् अहमस्मि प्रथमजारुतास्य पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य न भायि यो मा ददाति स इदेव मा वाह अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मि अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवाम सुवर्णज्योतिः य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Salutations to Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharya, Rishmani Gurudevata Gana, especially our Taittiriya Upanishad Acharya Sab, Vedavyasa Vaishambhayana, Yajnavalkya Adi Shankara, and our own Gurus. In the 10th Anuvaka, we have seen the most beautiful one topic. First one, the Kanchana Vasudau Pratyachakshita. Second is Mukhatonnagam Radham. Third, we have seen yesterday, day before was Manushi Samagnya. Now, one or two thoughts before we continue is key. To come to the Shastra Shravanam and listening itself is a different, difficult Punya and Punya Phala and Prayatna. It has its own struggle of trying to understand Shastra. We are telling the same thing what we said in the introduction. At that time it was independently told. Now keeping this particular Shastra Jnanam in the mind we are discussing. Now, though we are trying to grasp the Tattva Jnanam, yet the Anubhuti is far, far, far away unless every minute second of our life, every activity of ours, at every personality level, at every time and place, we are mindful. Everything when we are mindful and mold every one of them to be suitable, conducive for spiritual evolution, when we do that, then only there will be substantial, conceivable progress in our sadhana. In other words, a spiritual sadhaka is 24 hours a sadhaka. Therefore, he cannot take even a moment for granted of anything, granted for anything of anything, all the time. And that is why, if you see, after talking about the Brahma Vidya, see the one by one sadhanas which appear to be very lowest level, they are told. They are neither lowest or nor highest. They are the things to be done, that's it. Like in the beginning of this Bhrugu Valli, we are talked about tapasya. And what are the tapasya defined by Adi Shankara Bhagavan? Manasasya Indriyanam, Baki Antaha Karananam Samadhanam. No, we take these so important sadhanas so lightly that never a sadhana happens in our life just to we become mere listeners only, not even hearers, or hearers only, not even listeners. How crucial is the topic of the tapasya of Bahya Antahkarana Samadhanam. Even to understand the importance of that itself is a greatest maturity. Many of them, including us, take them पर so lightly. हाँ ठीक है, हो गया हो जाएगा, जब करना है करेंगे. अब बताओ अभी शास्त्र, अरे What batao Shastra? You are coming to class regularly, you are listening attentively, you are analyzing clearly, you are understanding deeply. All the things depend only on that tapasya. And without that, how can all this be happening? Now we understand how our mind cheats in the crucial things. We come to class regularly. Why do we come to class? To understand. But to understand what is required, the special qualification of faculties, how the qualities come, faculties के लिए qualification through the Bhashyam. But are we doing that? No. You understand? Without the basics, how can whatever we do gives us a result? We can't do only first of all. This is one aspect. This is only a beginning. The later on, what as we are studying now the subject matter, all through the day, through all our faculties, when we are very conscious of what's happening and what to be done, then only it is called as sadhana. Otherwise, क्या होगा? Even if we do 90% sadhana, 10% non-sadhana, the 10% is enough for neutralizing the sadhana. Even 2-3% also we have world valued, world given importance, faculties given importance. So that's enough to take us away into the worldliness. Just like इतने बड़े पतीला दूध में एक बूंद का नींबू का पानी डाल दो, पूरा पानी दूध फट जाता है वहाँ. It's not the only that place, no, total. In the same way, with all our days, 22 hours engaged in sadhana, 2 hours when we are non sadhana, not sadhakas, that is enough to neutralize all the 22 hours. Because all it is about mind, the mind which is built so beautifully for the sadhana, suddenly by being worldly, it's totally collapsed. What we are trying to understand is once we become spiritual sadhaka, we have to be mindful of every happening, every activity, every response what we are giving to the world. Every one of them, including each of the breathing, should be in line and in tune with the sadhana only. That much highest level sensitively one who does it, he alone can experience it, not others. No, that is why this topic, though looks to be very, very gross, but in that only everything is there. Like we have started yesterday and saw exhaustively. Now let us come to the topic. What was the thing we have seen yesterday? After this 450 days of studying the Upanishad, of so many ideas. In the first one, the Upasana Prakaranam, second one, entire Brahma Vidya is taught. So many Anuvakas there. In the third one, we have seen up to this 5-6 Anuvakas. Again, the sadhana, everything indicated, truth is indicated. And now, toward the end, he is telling, Kshema iti vachi, थोड़ा संभाल कर बोलना. अरे, we are such a great students of Taittiriya Upanishad, understood Brahma Vidapnoti Param, Yo Vedanitam Guhayam Parame Woman, Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma. अरे महाराज वो सारा सिद्धांत है थियरी है. Your sadhana starts from basic only. So far, what happened was only listening, only trying to understand. Nothing was the steps started being put. है ना, एनी बिजनेस एनी टैलेंट एनीथिंग सीखना अलग है, एक्चुअली उसको करना शुरू अलग है ना. सो यहाँ दो बात है. वन, श्रुति माता मेकिंग अ स्टार्ट द साधना. सेकंड इज व्हाट दिस इज वेयर द स्क्रैच फ्रॉम वी हैव टू डू. थर्ड वन इज व्हाट all the time we have to aware of all these basics. None of the things can be missed even once because that is enough for creating the accident. है ना, व्हीकल में जा रहे, टर्न पे ही लोग थोड़ा केयरलेस रहते हैं, फास्ट आ रहे हैं, कंट्रोल दे मिस बिकॉज दे sharp turning is there. Now what to do? They just crash somewhere. That turning is for only 2 seconds. But if he cannot be, if he's not aware of that, that's enough for the accident. And how much the time it takes for the tire of the car to go off the road into service road or off the bridge? Little 1 microsecond you turn the steering, enough it will hit the basement, whatever the converter, you will fall down. In the same way, none of the things can be neglected in spirituality. Let us know it. That's why you can see the great master like Puja Gurudev and all. At the sadhana kala also, they were careful about every minute thing. That's what he was trained with Tapol Maharaj and also Shivananda. Even after the Siddhi, throughout his life's expression to serve the Shastra and Sanatana Dharma, he never compromised with that being alert and doing everything perfectly. So we cannot one side saying sadhakas, other side doing all the opposite things to sadhana. Therefore, kshema iti vachi is very essential. The manushi samajnaha, the orders given at the manushya level for the sadhanas or upasanas. Kshema iti vachi can't be neglected. What is it? We have explained yesterday, so we'll not repeat it. So to Yogakshema iti pranapanayoho. In the pranapana, your activities in the world, taking your initiative, your responses to the world when the world comes to you. In that Yogakshema alone should happen. In that way, who is expressing is Brahman. That upasana we have to do. And then, because Brahman is existing there, and because we are seekers of the Brahman, that particular said thing or activity has to be very reverence case or respectfully we have to do it. So in the Vani, Bhagavan is in the Rupa of Kshema. That's the meaning of Kshema iti Vachi. Parabrahma is in the Rupa of Kshema. Therefore, because Parabrahma is there in the Rupa of Kshema, because Parabrahma is our goal, therefore in our Vakvani, Kshema alone should express every moment. This alertness is called as Brahma Upasana. We are doing the Brahma Upasana here. Hmm. Hmm. In the same way, second one, Yoga Kshema iti Prana Panayoho. Every of the Pranana Shakti, Pranana means receiving the world, Pranana Shakti is responding to the world, should be in the interest of Yoga and Kshema, of ourselves as well as the world. Then we are doing Brahma Upasana because Brahman is there as Yoga Kshema through the Prana and Apana. So therefore, what is happening here? Prana, apana, we are going on doing, inhaling, exhaling, without which we'll die only. But the extra two efforts are what? Is that prana, apana, shakti we are using only for yoga kshema, first one. Second is what? This we are doing with alertness that in this yoga kshema rupa, Brahman, who is my goal, alone is expressing through this pranana, apana, kriya. So we don't value even yoga kshema. In the form of Yogakshema, Brahman is there. Because Brahman is there in Yogakshema, for the Yogakshema only, we make use of the Pranana, Apanana, abilities, faculties or Shaktis. This is called Brahma Upasana. In that way, व्यवहार में जो होना है हो रहा है, उपाधियों से जो करना है कर रहे हैं, but not missing the Brahman. That's more important. That's the Upasana. In this, what happening? In so many Manushi and Daivi upasanas regarding when Brahman are given, and when we actually do them, our thought about the Brahman grows more and more. That is most essential. Conversely, the thoughts about the Brahma, other than the Brahman, they become diminished. Then that thoughts regarding Brahman take us to the inquiry of Brahman. Then what we studied as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Yoveda Nidam Guhayam, all of them become practical. Otherwise, जो जैसा हमारे आज की स्थिति है, so much we studied, but even a little of it is not remembered now. कहाँ है सब? Because we have neither done the tapasya, bahya antakarana samadhanam, nor we have started our kshema iti vasi yoga kshema iti pranabhanayo. Therefore, academically that is heard. Forgotten only everything. Forget about taking it as goal and sincerely, single-pointedly only pursuing it. That is about you and me who are coming to the class regularly. Those who never attend Shastra, unka kya sthiti hai batao regarding spirituality? Zero only. Today we'll see that in the Yoga Darshanam, in that 15th Sutra, Parinama Tapa Samskara Dukkaihi. Dukkhameva sarvam vivekinaha, in that. Vritti virodhacha. Try to catch point. What is we are discussing? These Daivi and Manushi Samajnaha, orders given by the Shastra for us to do the Upasana of Brahman in this way is so very essential. We can never miss it. क्योंकि कितना भी आप वेदांत पढ़ो, you can't avoid the Vyavahara. Now, when we are caught up in the Vyavahara, the Vedanta, the Brahman is forgotten. Then how to bring both of them together? This is the way. Vyavahara is going on, but that is taken as Brahma Upasana, in which Brahman is always remembered. So through the mouth I am talking Kshema, and that Kshema I am remembering as Brahman. Because Kshema iti vachi, the Shruti Vakya. क्षेम के रूप पे वाणी में ब्रह्म है, ये उपासना श्रुति माता कर रही है, कह रही है करने को. अदरवाइज इट्स नॉट ओनली एज द क्षेम इन द वाणी, एवरीथिंग इज ब्रह्मन ओनली. वो स्थिति बाद में आएगा. These are all like vibhuti sadhanas of bhakti yoga. My Lord Krishna alone is a sweet word in that way. Whenever I speak sweetly, adaram maduram, vadanam maduram, palitam maduram, everything is maduram. So when I speak madhura rupena, I am doing upasana of the Krishna, because Krishna alone is the madhura vani rupa. In that way, as it is said in Bhakti Shastram, here in the Vedanta also, upasana is necessary. Kshema iti vachi yoga, kshema iti pranapaneho, so too karma iti hastayoho. With the hands, the karma rupena, who is there is the Brahman only. Therefore, there are two things. Again, one, the hand should not be without work. Naturally, that work should be obviously noble and our own dharma oriented. While doing that, correct karma called as swadharma karma, and that also done with full perfection, and then knowing that in the karma rupa, who is there is Brahman alone. Because karma iti hastayoho brahma iti. Here is कर्मणः ब्रह्म निर्वर्त्यत्वात् हस्तयोः कर्म आत्मना ब्रह्म प्रतिष्ठितम् इति उपास्यम्. Like last 10 days, every day we are discussing this thought with our youth in the 10th chapter. What was the topic? Is Vibhuti Yoga. What is Vibhuti Yoga? Bhagavan says, I am the Prahlada in all Rakshasas. I am the Uchai Shravaha Hasva in all the horses. I am the Airavatam in all the elephants. Why is it to be done practice? Because in the God we have seen the world has become real, God forgotten. We have to reverse it. And what is the authority? The two authorities. One, because Lord Krishna himself is ordering us to do it. Second one is, anyway everything is Bhagwan. With these bases behind you, now whatever the Vibhuti is told, do the practice. And what is the practice there? Whenever you remember Prahladaji, know that he is Narayana himself. Whenever you remember that Airavatam, know that it is Narayana. In that way, whenever they are remembered, know it as Narayana, or deliberately remember them and know that it is Narayana. Till your vasanas that this thing is Narayana alone are very, very strong. Then which is that Narayana? When we inquire, then we enter into Vedanta. That's how in Gita Vibhuti Yoga practice. Same thing here also. Shruti Mata's order it is for us to do that. And everything is Brahman. If we have to realize it, then we have to realize Brahman in every of the happenings in and around us. Therefore, Kshema iti vachi, yoga kshema iti pranapaneyoho, karma iti hastayoho. So therefore, that karma with hands which we were doing was taking us away from the Paramatma because of karma phala sakti, because of the kartrutva, because of the so many other nonsense. Itself became the upasana for Brahman now, of Brahman. How? Because as karma, Brahman alone is expressing. Therefore, any number of karmas you do, of course, positive only, you will not miss the Brahman, because you are doing the upasana that in the hands the karma shakti is Brahman alone. Why? Because without Brahman, the pure existence consciousness, nothing can exist. Forget about their abilities to perform and the performance. हाथ पैर तो होगा ही नहीं ना बिना परमात्मा का. परमात्मा है इसलिए हाथ पैर है, और वही परमात्मा है इसलिए हाथ पैर में काम करने का, चलने का शक्ति है. Therefore, the काम करने का शक्ति in the hands, to whom it belongs, to the Narayana, to Parabrahma only. This is the Upasana. So therefore, the problem was not acting in the world. Problem was forgetting Brahman. Therefore, the solution is not in running away from the world. Solution is discovering Brahman in and through every happening. This is the outer upasanas. After the inner study of the everything is Brahman, but that is being taken as the world by the projections, etc. So unless the projections are rejected, true Brahman cannot be experienced as a self. ये सारा theory समझने के बाद, now when we are in the practical sadhana bhumi, these are the upasanas. All the time we have to do, not एक और 2 मिनट, not एक और 2 बार, लगातार. So whenever we are just starting the action, like देखो, I did like this to my eyes. With this karma, in this hand the karma is there because of Brahman only. So the hand, the action of the hand belongs to the Vyavahara, but it is Brahman alone. This upasana takes us into the sadhana. तो व्यवहार को साधना बनाने का ये उपासना ही तरीका है. There is no other way. Om, 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 Om. This awareness is called Adhyatmic sadhana all the time. In every field, whoever want to achieve in that field, they are aware of that field all the time. Then we are in this field, so we have to aware of this thing all the time. So, Kshema iti vachiyoho, Kshema iti pranapanayoho, Karma iti hastayoho, we have seen. Then the fourth one, Gatiriti padayoho. In the legs, the movement is because of Brahman only. Therefore, Brahman is expressing at one side as the legs, the same Brahman is expressing as the mobility in the legs. Therefore, use the legs to move to such places which are holy. That is one sadhana. Second is what? Each step we can remember Brahman. If we know this thing, if we are listening to this, if we are believing this, that as a gati in the pada, who is there is that Parabrahma alone. So, gati iti padayoho, gati iti padayoho. Every moment we are putting steps ahead, it is Brahma alone. That motion के रूप में है, legs का movement के रूप में. In this way, you do all the things that the self of them is a Brahman. Like the self of the one is speech. Self of pranapana is yogakshema. So to self of the hand is action. Action is, hand is given for the action only, na? Like that. The self of the legs are what? The purpose of the leg. Purpose of the leg is movement. So as the self of the legs called as movement, Brahman alone is there. Even to this extent, ki vimukti riti payav. Even the payu indriya, the vimukti that is happening, that also is the presence of Brahman. Without him, even that cannot happen. Therefore, which is the activity, good or bad? Which is a place where Brahman is not there? Everywhere. Do that upasana. The more it is done, like in all Vibhuti Upasana, the more it is done, the Lord becomes important and predominant. All other things become less. That is what is the goal. With that well prepared mind, when we sit in the meditation seat, then we can easily, because much impressions are not created, much agitations are not there in the mind because of kama, krodha, raga, dvesha, because through upasana we have seen everything as God. We practice everything as God. So maximum disturbances go away with these sadhanas. So in that calm and quiet mind, we can get the depth of meditation. In the deep meditation, we can just transcend one by one koshas easily and go to the core of it, called as Vijnana Guha, and there we can see ourselves as that Satyam Jnana Anantam Brahma. With, of course, in the middle some more steps, which we have covered in our earlier Anuvakas and Vallis. So therefore, Vimuktiriti Payau Upasana. All of that is upasana. All that is called as iti manushihi samagnaha. So, iti etaha, these are all. I am now reading the Bhashyam, continuing it. Manushihi, manusheshu bhavaha, manushyaha samagnaha. So, agnya means with jnana doing. And who is giving that agnya to us? The Shruti Mata herself in our own interest telling us. So Manusheshu Bhavaha Manushya Samagnaha means Adhyatmikya Samagnaha means Jnanani means Vijnanani means Upasanani ityartha. So Jnanani is to be understood. Vijnanani means to be convinced about. Upasanani means to be practically done. So Jnana, understanding, Vijnana, conviction, Upasana is actually practically doing. These three meanings is the meaning of the Samagnaha. So as a human being, the human being must know that this is how the Brahman is expressing. Second, he must know that this is the truth and the practice of it has to be done. That's called Vijnana. Third one is what? Upasana. Actually, he'll have to do. And as we started in the introduction, also in the beginning of study of this Anuvaka, third time we say again, what counts is our conscious practice only, not only our mere theoretical listening or even understanding. Conscious, practical doing alone helps us. For example, in the first Siksha Valli, how much we have studied, but what we have practiced? Nothing. Therefore, what benefit came? Zero. So, to many other like Bhagavatam, we are studying for 1200 days. But did we do any of sadhana? किया होता तो उसका ही फल आया होगा, नहीं किया तो नहीं आएगा, जीरो. Without knowing we can't do, without doing we can't get benefit of knowing. So to the word samagnaha, by giving three meanings, jnana, vijnana and upasana, the Shruti Mata is saying, पहले सुनो समझो फिर उसका स्वीकार करो और उस स्वीकृति को करने के रूप में व्यक्त करो. उस करने को ही हम उपासना कहते हैं. What upasana? Upa means near, asana means seated, always seated near Brahman, not away from Brahman. And those faculties or activities which earlier were taking us away from the Brahman, same things we used to go near to the Brahman, that is called as upasana. है ना. जिन वस्तुओं के द्वारा हम भगवान से दूर जाते थे, संसारी बनते थे, उन्हीं के द्वारा भगवान के पास पहुंचने को उपासना कहते हैं. So my actions are taking away from the Lord. Now the same action only takes me towards the Lord because in the hands, in the rupa of action, who is there is Brahman only. That upasana I am doing. This is called upasana and its phala. So Jnana, Vijnana, Upasana. This is the meaning of Manushi Samagnya. एक मनुष्य को ज्ञान पाने वाला ज्ञान, मनुष्य को स्वीकृत करने वाला ज्ञान, मनुष्य को उपासना के रूप में प्रैक्टिकली करने वाला ज्ञान मानुषी समाज्ञा कहते हैं. 5 examples are given, samples are given. Like that, any number of manusya related, antakarana related things we do as an atma of them, it is Brahman alone we have to practice. Incidentally, here karmendriyas only are told, jnanendriyas are not mentioned. So we can include the jnanendriyas. In the eye, the ability to see, in the ears, the ability to listen. So whenever you are listening, listen the sound. Your vyavahara goes on. But the ability to listen ke roop mein Brahman alone is there. So Kshema iti vachi, it is a kriya, karmendriya. Yoga Kshema iti प्राणापानयों में वो भी प्राणापान कर्मेंद्रिय का सपोर्ट करने वाले एनर्जी होता है. In that pranapana you can add all indriyas if you want. Again karmeti astayoho, it is karmendriya. Gatiriti padayoho, it is also karmendriya. Uttipriti payo, that also is karmendriya. So maximum कर्मेंद्रियास are told here, but we have to know the ज्ञानेंद्रिय अंतःकरण का भी आत्मा जो है ब्रह्म ही है. सारा लिस्ट तो नहीं बताएंगे, थोड़ा बताएंगे. रिमेनिंग वी हैव टू बी इंटेलिजेंट टू अप्लाई टू एवरीथिंग. तो इति मानुषी ही समाज्ञाः, these are the knowledges to be gained by the manusya, the jnana. It should be convinced about vijnana, and the practice of that is to be done upasana ityartah. So इति एताः मानुषीः मनुष्येषु भवाः मानुष्याः समाज्ञाः आध्यात्मिक्याः समाज्ञाः ज्ञानानि विज्ञानानि उपासनानि इत्यर्थः. So these are all the upasanas with regard to our Deha Indriya Vyavahara. In that Indriya Antakaran we add kar lo. The mind is having the projections and all. Let the projections be minded by knowing whether it's good or bad. But the ability to project or imagine or bring that emotion in the mind, ये सब ब्रह्म ही है. Because nothing can be without Brahman. See this simple technique. Instead of struggling to get rid of the things and all, when we say all of that is Brahman, then we do not reject it. Just see it as Brahman, that is enough. This is another technique. Reject everything, see Brahman is one thing, see everything as Brahman is other thing. Both are equal in result. सबको निकाल दो ब्रह्म दिखेगा या सब में ब्रह्म को देखो खत्म बन गया काम. Either of the way. Now we are given instructions regarding the Daivi Samagnya, the divine related in the what is called Daivi Jagat. Like Adhyatmika, now Adi Daivik mein, how the Brahma Upasana has to be done as the Atma of the things. Atma means self, without which nothing cannot be. Like the fire's Atma is burning power, because without the power of burning, the fire cannot be called as fire. Like that. Let us do that now. Atha, I am doing the Bhashyam now. Atha means Anantaram. After understanding and starting the practice of Manushi Samagnasu, Manushi Upasanasu, Atha Anantaram Daivihi, Daivyaha, Deveshu Bhavaha, Samagnaha Uchanti. Daivihi means Daivyaha. Daivyaha means Deveshu Bhavaha. Devi, divine. Divine means those which are there in the Devatas. Variety of the happenings, abilities. All of that also is Brahman. In this way, we have to do the Upasana. It's called as Daivi Samagnya. In the Manusha, through their Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Antakarana, whatever is happening, at that time doing the Upasana is called as Manushi Samagnya. Doing the Upasana of everything as Brahman. We have to consciously do. So too, in the Daivi field also, Daiviya Loka also, in the Adi Daivika expression also, every of the Devatas are doing some specific works. So in and through that specific things of them, who is there alone is the Brahman alone. ये वाला उपासना को दैवी उपासना कहते हैं. Again here also like the मानुषी समाज्ञा है, दैवी में भी थोड़ा सा 5 या 6 या 4 we have examples or samples are given. Further, we have to develop that whenever such Daivi thing happening, it is all Brahman only. Just like the 5 things are given of Karmendriya. But we said Jnanendriya, Antakarana, whatever is happening, all that is Brahman, because without Brahman we can't exist. We can't be doing anything, we can't exist. So what are the Daivi Samagnya? First, what he says, ki uchyate truptihi iti vrushtau. In the Vrishti, in the rain, Bhagavan is there in the form of Trupti. So therefore, wherever Varuna Bhagavan is giving the rains, in those rains, you find as a Trupti, as Brahman there. And what is the connection between the Varuna and Trupti is so common sense. One need not explain it all. We can know. Is it not because the Varuna rain only the food grains are created? Is it not because of taking the food only we become Trupta? Therefore, Varuna, through the giving us the rain and through the rain giving us the crops or the consumable goods, is he making us Trupta or not? Yeah. Therefore, Trupti kahan se aa raha hai humko? Because of Varuna. Directly in the rain you may not see, but you should have intelligence to see in the rain only Trupti, because of rain only Yajnad bhavati parjanya, Annad bhavati bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Because the anna sambhava is there because of parjanya only. And seeing the rain and through that seeing the crops and through that seeing the consumable goods and seeing the rain and through that seeing the trupti, and we can do it half upasana we have done. Second half is what? In that trupti ke roop mein Brahma hi hai. Now imagine this upasana in a country at a given day, one day, 804 crore log having twice or thrice of meals, let us say, do bar kaho, and they are becoming trupta. Now, in those many forms, the Brahman is expressing as trupti. Only human beings we have told. If you take the birds, animals, and plants, the plants, when they are watered, how trupti they feel. एक दो दिन पानी डालो मत, आप पौधों को देखो कैसे मुरझ जाते हैं. When you add water, within 5 minutes you can see the trupti in them. छोटी your pet dog, whatever, उसको पानी पिला के देखो कितना तृप्ति होता है, उसको खाना खिला के देखो. Birds को भी. So whole world is filled with that trupti by consuming the consumable things. So, and that's coming from the rains. Rains are from Paramatma only. So Paramatma only through the rains is expressing as trupti. Truptiriti vrushtau. They're all samples, please. With these samples, we have to train ourselves and apply it everywhere. Like Gita Kehte Bhagwan. These upas are the vibhutis as a sample. I told you. Like that, thousands of vibhutis are there of mine. In fact, wherever anything Vibhutimat, Srimat, Urjitam expressing, that is my own grace, Bhagavan says. Mama Tejomsha Sambhavam. So, Truptirite Vrushtau, yesterday, heavy rains. Then that farmer said, these are good rains for us. We need them. Trupti. And for them to grow crop, but they won't eat all the crop. The food grains, we only eat. They were for us Trupti coming from food from rain. They were through the rain, in the rain as Trupti. Bhagwan alone is there. See all the मोर पंख वगैरह पक्षी सब लोग जो है ना तृप्त हो जाते हैं बरखा देखकर, इंक्लूडिंग मिस्टर मेंढक महाराज, मंडूक महाराज, बेका बेका तब तक गर्मी से इतने तपते हैं. सडनली बरखा हो गया, ओ बर्ड स्टार्ट चेयर पे डाल तृप्ति. This is one thing. Now he explains here, Vrushtehe, rain come, Annadi dvarena, by providing us the food through that Anna, Trupti hetu tvad, it becomes a cause of Trupti. Therefore, Brahma eva, para Brahma alone, Trupti Atmana, as the Atma of the Anna called as Trupti, Trupti Atmana, Vrushtau, in that rain, Vyavastitam, is existing, iti upasyam. This way of continuous thinking is called the upasana. So clear, na? Vrushtehe means of the rain. Annadi dvarena, through the medium of giving us annam, trupti hetutvad, it becomes a cause of the being contented, trupti. Therefore, Brahma eva trupti atmana vrushtau vyavastitam iti upasyaha. Upasa iti upasya. Brahma alone as the trupti expressing through the rain. सो रेन का आत्मा है तृप्ति, तृप्ति के रूप में ब्रह्म है. तृप्ति आत्मना वृष्टो व्यवस्थितम इति उपासना. दिस उपासना वी हैव टू डू in the rain, in the form of trupti, which is its atma. Brahman alone is there, and the two things therefore is what? One, make everyone trupta in your life, make everyone contented and happy as your effort and intention. Finally, nobody can make anybody trupta, they'll have to find in themselves. But attitude, no, लाइक मेरा एटीट्यूड कि क्लास के द्वारा आपको मैं तृप्त करूं. आप तृप्त हो गए नहीं हो ये आपके हाथ में है, दैट्स सेकेंडरी, नॉट इन माय कंट्रोल. बट माय एटीट्यूड दैट लेट मी मेक देम कंटेंटेड, आई कैन हैव इट, नो. So that's how from your side try to make everyone trupta. Second is what? You yourself be in all the trupta sthiti, all the time in trupta sthiti. The highest achievement, highest gain in the world is being contented. And no greater thing than contentment. If you are contented, you realize full stop. There's no need to do any study, mananam, chintanam, dhyanam. Trupti means moksha. Because the trupti rahitya only is creating the trishna, and we are running behind the world and getting bound. And this trupti is not a temporary thing which we are talking at one place. Like when you have a sumptuous lunch, you have a trupti. But again, the asantrupti comes because some other desires have cropped up. Or you had a good sleep of 7 hours, you had a great trupti. That's only temporary. But your mind has got many other desires. Because of that, again, there is tension. Not in isolated things, but in general, contented with our inner life, contented with outer life. If someone can understand it and develop the knack of maintaining it, and if it clicks to him, he is very close to realization. Because once I am contented, the whole mind and its drama, everything becomes quiet. When the mind is quiet, you see the self so obvious. And what pushes us on the when we are on the seat of meditation, pushes us out. What pushes us out of the class, out of everything is asantrupti only. That we're not happy, contented, that we want more to become happy. Therefore, we go away from the God. The one who's trupta, he never goes to the world. He just very, very subtle thoughts these are. So, trupti riti vrushtao. So, make others trupta, be yourself also trupta. And third one is what? The best way of giving trupti to the people is give sumptuous, correct, stomachful khana from your side. Annam bhavu kurveta. Ya kaya cha vidya bhavannam prapniyat. Because only in one thing in the world which gives instant contentment is eating the food. पेट भर गया तो तृप्तोस्मि. Very instantaneous. Again after 4 hours he'll become hungry. That's so छोड़ो. But ये तो तृप्ति. लाख रुपए दिया भी है तो तृप्ति नहीं होता. और चाहिए और चाहिए. Everything has discontentment instantaneously. Somebody loves you. You'll never be contented by that love. You want more and more. Somebody helps you, you want more. No contentment possible in any of the expectations. But only in Bhojanam there is contentment. Truptosme. That is why the Daivi Samagnya में first तृप्ति का यहाँ श्रुति माता कह रही है. So तृप्ति रीति पृष्ठौ. वर्षा में तृप्ति को देखो. है ना? In that way, another way of understanding it is what Vrushti means Varsha. Varsha means not 1 or 2 drops of rain, is it not? ऐसा होता है कि 2-3 बूंद का. Varsha is heavy downpour of so many drops. In the same way, in making the people or anybody trupta, do the things to be done like the Varsha only. वर्षा लाइक प्रेम दिया तो प्रेम का वर्षा करो, ही विल बी तृप्त. अन्न दिया तो अन्न का वर्षा करो, सो दैट ही विल बी तृप्त. धन देना है, धन का वर्षा करो. You know that in Kanakadhara Stotram, Dhara in a Varsha Rupa Lakshmi Mata sent that Kanaka for that old lady on the prayer of Shankar Bhagwan. Angam Hare Bulaga Bhushanam Asriyanti. So there, Vrishtav Trupti is what? Direct meaning is this one. In the Varsha, through the Anna, we are getting Trupti. Then we have tried to say that make the people Trupta, you also be Trupta. And third we said, through the Anna, the Trupti comes, therefore become Annadata. Now, apart from all this, another understanding is what? Vrishtav Trupti. You be so happy in giving so that you get fulfilled, contented. You know that Nachiketa example? Father was giving Dhanam, but himself is not Trupta while giving. That's why he became angry and told his son to go to Yamadharmaraj. Why he was not Trupta? Because his mind is agitated. Why he was agitated in the mind? Varsha ke roop mein he was not giving cows, he was hiding many cows. Therefore, that not giving content fully did not give him contentment. In that disturbed mind, when the son came and asked, Kasme mam dasasi murtyavetvam dadami. But in the dana of all the great datas, अपने दिल से भरपूर दान देते. That's why you see, any yajna happens, Yudhishthirji has given so much dana dakshina to the happiness of every brahmana who is the receiver and to his own happiness. Now the most relevant, beautiful thing is what Bhagavan Krishna said yesterday in Bhagavatam. before snatching the Prutuka Tandula from Sudama. What did he say? Amartya dhanena aham santarpayami. See the relevant of the word. What we studied just yesterday evening only and morning, both are matching. Bhagavan contemplated for what purpose Sudama came. He came to know he never did my upasana for Sri or Dana, but his wife wanted, for her sake he came. Therefore, I will make him trupta santarpayami with amartya dhana. Even devatas also will not have. Today we will see. When Sudhama Kuchela goes back, such a palatial house, more than Swarga only. So भगवान ने उनको 2-4 रुपए दे के नहीं तृप्त कर दी. So to make a truptya, you have to do the varsha. As I said, varsha of the prema, varsha of the seva, varsha of the giving the bhojanam, varsha of giving the dhana. We do it to our children. And इतना और भी खिलाते बेटा पेट भरा कि नहीं और थोड़ा खा ले एंड गिव पॉकेट मनी 5,000 दिया बेटा काफी है कि नहीं और 2,000 रख ले और 3 रख ले पापा नहीं पापा ये ना बोलते हैं then we got trupti and you are also trupta because varsha whom you love you really do the varsha whatever do it with the whole universe. We are here to make the world trupta. In that effort we should feel trupta. World will not be trupta. It is not in our hands. वो बेवकूफ निकला है वो greedy है तो you can't make him happy. It is subjective, but I can be happy. Like I gave you my example. Whether you are trupta or not with this class, I can't comment. But I can be contented that I made my best effort. Trupti, you कह सकते हो in this way. Trupti riti prashtao. The main direct meaning is the rain, food, trupti. Trupti का रूप ब्रह्मन है. Then the other interpretation, understandings can be do the varsha of the things given to the world and discover the trupti, and that trupti is called as Brahman. You can see that clouds, when they rain for 5-6 hours, उसके बाद आप ऊपर देखते हो तो घने बादल का जाकर सफेद बन जाते हैं. And they, you can see in that बादल, where is trupti? बाबा हमने दे दिया उनको. There is a trupti in the बादल, so too in the earth. When पूरा फसल आ जाता है और सारा फसल हमने काट ली उसके बाद go and see that field, that भूमाता feels so contented. भाई इतनी उनको ना पूरा अनाज दे दिया. तृप्ति. And any of the office, the cashiers, important people, मतलब very good heart. When everyone is distributed with the salary, तृप्ति सबको दे दिया. And in your own companies, you deposit salaries for others, हो गया. देखो वर्षा तृप्ति, they go together. If you have granddaughters, you give them these names, Varsha and Trupti. Good. Truptiriti Vrushtau, the first Daivi Samagnya. Second one, let us see today. Vrushte annadana trupti etutat brahmaiva truptyatmana vrushto vyavasthitamiti upasyam tata anyeshu. So too, in the further given details also, tena atmana brahmaiva upasyam. I'll give you the list of the things. Each of the thing has got their own Atma because of which it is sustaining. That Atma is Brahman. This way you do Upasana. And Upasana is repeatedly we have to do. Till it becomes a strong impression in us. Whether it rains or not, in the rain it is Trupti, in the rain Trupti is Brahman, in the rain Trupti is Brahman. You have to go on saying it. Don't say कि अब तो गर्मियाँ है अभी नहीं कांड डू बिकॉज बरखा नहीं हो रही है यार साधना करने के लिए बारिश होने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can just in any part of the world every time there's rain is going on. Rain and sardi and garmi in the whole globe are always there at one or the other part. That's why in India when it is very hot, somewhere it is cold, somewhere it is hot, here it is cold. So बारिश तो कहने हो ही रही है. So through that trupti is happening. Therefore, that Trupti is Paramatma. Do that Upasana all the time. And that Trupti is the Atma of the Anna. Anna is the Atma of the Parjanya. Parjanya ka Atma hai Brahma. So therefore, any other list is given. That which is the support of it, without which it cannot live. you worship it as the Brahman only, like Agni and burning power. Without burning power, Agni cannot be. So the burning power is the Atma of the Agni. So this power is to be meditated as it is what is Brahman. These are the prakriyas been done for a long time. We can say result of what? Everything is known as effect and the cause is Brahman only. Our goal is to reach to that primordial cause called as Brahman. The whole world is effect. Bhagavan is the cause. We need to reach to that cause. Having seen the cause, look back, everything is same cause. And logically, no effect can be without the cause. Effect, cause in another form alone is effect. Now, second one is called Tatha Anyeshu Tena Tena Atmana Brahma Yopasyam Tatha Bala Rupena Vidyuti. Bala Rupena Vidyuti. है ना, जैसे विद्युत शक्ति we call it as विद्युत का बलम, विद्युत शक्ति. Yeah, vidyut means the lightning when the heavy clouds are there. In that clouds, that lightning, it has got terrible balam shakti. So that lightning shakti is so powerful, कभी कभी वो लग जाता है नीचे तो सब कुछ जल ही जाता है. वो थंडर जो गिरती है, ट्री इज जस्ट बर्न टू एशेस. हाउस के ऊपर गिरा, पूरा हाउस ओनली बर्न टू. सी द बलम ऑफ दैट विद्युत. So these all have come in Kenopanishad. यदेतद्विद्युतो व्यद्युतदा इति न्यमीमिषदा. There also इत्यदि दैवम् अथाध्यात्मम् अनेन उपस्मरति अभीक्ष्णम् संकल्पः तद्ध तद्वनं नाम तद्वनमित्युपासितव्यम्. कीनोपनिषद में भी ऐसा ही उपासना हमको दिया है. दैवी उपासना, मानुषी उपासना. Here also manushi and दैवी. Do you remember that? केन उपनिषद नामक एक उपनिषद था. केनेशितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राणप्रथम प्रैति युक्तः केनेशितं वाचमिमां वदन्ति चक्षुश्रोत्रं कव देवो युनक्ति श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनोयद् वाचो वाचं सो प्राणस्य प्राणः चक्षुश्चक्षुरतमुच्च धीराः प्रेत्यास्मान् लोकात् अमृता भवन्ति न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथा एतत् अनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तद्विदादतो अविद्याद्धि इति शुश्रूषपुरेषां येनस्य व्याचक्षरे. ये सब जो था कहना, उसमें लास्ट में उपासना ही बताते हैं. अनेन उपस्मरते अभीक्ष्णं संकल्पः तद्व तद्वनं नाम तद्वनमित्युपासनम्. बिफोर दैट इज व्हाट? यदेतद् विद्युतो व्यद्युतदा इति न्यमीमिषदा. इवन द न्यमीमिषम, इन योर पलक झपकने में भी वही ब्रह्म को देखो, लाइटनिंग में भी वही ब्रह्म को देखो. हियर आल्सो बल इति विद्युति, बलमिति विद्युति. That vidyut, nowadays it is easy for us. Vidyut is called electrical power also. Electrical power, any of the power which is coming from the source, उसमें वो बल के रूप में परम ब्रह्म ही है. So the विद्युत परम electrical power, and then hydroelectric हो गया, your thermal electric हो गया, your solar power हो गया, hydro. All of the bala is Brahma only. Here as a sample it is said, in the विद्युत में जो बल है, वो बल ही उसको शब्द के रूप में एक्सप्रेस करता है. द लाइटनिंग्स एंड साउंड, एंड इट इल्यूमिनेट्स द होल वर्ल्ड ओनली. ह्यूज प्लेस, दैट मच इज द पावर ऑफ दैट विद्युत. सो बलमिति विद्युति. ओके, तथा बल रूपेण विद्युति. इन द विद्युत, इन द लाइटनिंग, ब्रह्मदेव परब्रह्म इज देयर एज बल, द स्ट्रेंथ. वी हैव टू डू द उपासना. Now the third Daivi Upasana, what is it? Yasha iti Pashushu. So Yasha Rupena Pashushu. So what is the Pashu and Yasha Rupa? In those days, the Pashu alone are the signs of richness, is it not? So therefore, the more one has got Pasu or cattle, the more he is richer. The more he is rich, the more he is Yashasvi or famous. No. Nowadays we have how many banks, how many accounts, how many balances. These are the way of calculating our richness. So to Bangla Gadi, those days were cattle. Even has got the 100 cows and 200 sheep and 50 buffaloes and 20 or 30 bulls. Is very rich. Any other cattle animals, जो भी पालतू होते हैं, नॉट फालतू, पालतू. So, and such persons, you know that 1,000 cow, very rich. Therefore, yasha iti pashushu. In the pashu, Bhagwan is there in the yasho rupa. And you can interpret all. Like take the example of cow. Cow gives milk. We drink the milk. With the drunken milk, we do work. When you do the work, we succeed. When you succeed, then we get a name and fame everywhere. Yashaha. So पशुओं को रखने से हमको यश मिलता है. पशुओं के द्वारा जो सेवा या अगर चीजें मिलते हैं, उससे भी हमको यश मिलता है. Therefore, the पशु यश इति पशुषु. In today's world, the pashu means all the earnings, ownerships, whatever we have, with which we also feel proud, and others also say, you know, that person, 22 buildings he has got. यश आ जाता है हमको. So, as a yasha in pashu, Bhagwan alone is there. Then we have few more, which are there. कि ज्योति रूपेण नक्षत्रेषु, in the form of jyoti in the nakshatra. That is Parabrahma only. You can't have a star without lighting. Because it is twinkling, then only we are able to see. ज्योति रूपेण नक्षत्रेषु. नक्षत्र में ज्योति के रूप में परब्रह्म ही है. उनका हमको ऐसा उपासना करना है. Now, when we develop this intellectual दृष्टि, no, where is Brahman not there? बताओ भाई. चर्म चक्षु तो आपको आंख क्या कहते हैं वस्तु को ही दिखाएगा. That is also its job. It is meant for that. Only the charma chakshu shows the rupa. Other than that, the charma chakshu cannot show anything. But other than that thing, there are many subtle things. They are shown to us by the jnana chakshu, shastra jnana chakshu. With that chakshu, when you see, then the vision is different. Like Gita mein, Divyam dadami te chakshu, Bhagavan gave the divine vision. Arjuna could see totally different thing, which was eternal. चक्षु इनको नया दिया. भगवान ने विश्वरूप का निर्माण नहीं किया. विश्वरूप हमेशा होता है वहां. Even now, you and I can have Vishwarupa because it's a permanent thing. दृष्टि नहीं है, ज्ञान चक्षु नहीं है, हमको इसलिए नहीं दिखता. उनको दिया भगवान ने, इसलिए दर्शन हो गए. So ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु. So ज्योति रूपेण नक्षत्रेषु. Then one more we'll see. प्रजातिः अमृतम्. अमृतत्व प्राप्तिः पुत्रेण ऋण विमोक्ष द्वारेण आनंदः सुखम् इति एतत् सर्वम् उपस्थ निमित्तम्. ब्रह्म एव अनेन आत्मना उपस्थे प्रतिष्ठितम् इति उपास्यम्. So what is the next one? ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु. Then प्रजातिरमृतमानंद इत्युपस्थे. इन द उपस्था प्रजाति के रूप में, आनंद के रूप में, अमृत के रूप में, Brahman alone is there. Because in that upastha, there is ananda. So it is reflected. And because of that only, the praja also are born, the children. And children, when they become prayojaka, and when we depart, when we do the Shraddha Tarpana Adi to us, then we get the ultimate or higher lokas. That's called as Amrita Prapti. So Prajati, Ananda and Amrita, these are the expressions of the Jananendriya Upastha. In the form of these three, who is there is Brahman. In this way do the Upasana. Prajati Amrutam Anandam iti Upaste. In this way, in the Upastha, Bhagavan is there. Then last one is Sarvamitya Akashe. In the Akasha, everything is there, and that everything is Brahman alone in an unexpressed form. When the right time comes, then it starts expressing. So the last two things have little more to add. Tomorrow we'll add them. Om, 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 Om. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Parabrahmane Paramatmane Shruti Tatsat Brahmarpanastu. Yes, friends, thank you. Join in 2 minutes for Yoga Darshanam.